especially since I'm only going to be playing for a couple hours before I'm going to be in someone else's stream playing a game called Quiz Time. What did I click on? Let's see, current playthrough, no game in progress. All-time progress, 0% of total games seen, 0 out of 18 endings found. Wow, 18 endings? Wow. 0 secrets found. Let's see, new game. Where is my phone? I should probably do that. Let's see, I'm gonna go with, I don't like the cornrow looking things there. I guess I'll go with her. Moon. Accept. Let's see, autosave notifications. Game supports an autosave. Please don't turn off your game while it is saving. I'm an angel and I accept. Wonder what happens if I say I'm a devil and I reject. I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. Hold on, I need to get my microphone closer to my mouth. Forgive any weird noises that my mic stand might make. Don't do that. Just do this and come closer to me. And maybe, sorry if that made any noise. And let's, there we go. I need to move this down. Let's go. Hashtag not sponsored. I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear the deck lad shout. Island approach! Make yourself ready! I'm finally here! When I applied last month, I was just another broke student living off of baked beans. I didn't really think I had a chance of being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Yet here it is, the little black dot in the distance, growing bigger by the second. It's the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. My heart momentarily skips a beat. What if there's been a mistake? What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? I rummage about in my bag until I find the papers. DPRI, DP Corporation. Dear Moon, we are pleased to be able to offer you the position of research assistant to Professor Popper at our research facility on Cat Island. The position will be for an initial period of 8 weeks. Your contract will be sent separately. We look forward to working with you. Yours sincerely, Professor Popper, PhD, BSc, Hans, DPG. Wow. No mistake. That's my name, right there in the top left-hand corner, Moon. And there's his name at the bottom, the genius behind this whole operation. Professor Popper, science genius and my new boss. I look up from my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. As we get closer, we're not slowing down, and I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. Then, at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly we're sailing smoothly towards a jetty through an opening in the rocks. I blow out the breath that I've been holding and break into a smile. Nicely done, Skipper! The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie, and shouts rather brusquely. Take all your belongings. We won't be back for days, so don't leave nothing you'll need. Thank you. I smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly up to the wooden jetty, and the son leaps ashore to tie us off. He's greeted by a bulky man in a uniform, who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Joe. Sir, caught you a mouse. And then he laughs loudly as though he's said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. The security guard remains surly and turns his attention to me. Let's be having you then. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat, but as I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance so that I almost fall over the side. What a great start! ID card? Oh, I see, of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. Why does it say 1117? Oh, that's the date issued. Okay. Okay then. He barely looks at it before striding off, grunting over his shoulder. This way. I follow him down a dirt track path and get my first proper view of the island. It's beautiful, lush and green. I'm already under its spell. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are two more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume those are the labs. The whole camp is moderate, but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from an older woman sitting outside, peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. I try not to get paranoid. Here. He's stopped at the largest of the tents, indicating that I should go inside. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. Come. I walk in, and there he is, hunched over some documents, the great Professor Popper. Sir, it's an honor to meet you. Yes, you must be Moon? Come in, my dear. Glad to have you on board. Good journey? Well, long. Yes, indeed. We're rather tucked away here. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water, coffee, something stronger perhaps? Whiskey? Let's see, a cup of tea. Would be rude to let you drink whiskey on your own. Just some water if you have some? Just some water would be great if you have some. Now that's something we have an abundance of. There are plenty of safe, natural springs on the island, but we have the bottled kind too. I'm relieved as he passes me a bottle. I'm not too keen to start drinking from natural water sources until I have personally checked that they're not used as cat urinals. It will take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works, so for today I thought I would just get you kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals. The cats, that is. I believe you've already met most of the human locals. Oh, I've only met the ferryman and the security guard who brought me here. Yes, that's about it. And the lady outside? Ah, Mrs. Marigold. Her and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Moon, and I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Is there anything? There's supposed to be secrets. I'm not entirely sure if those are like click-on secrets or like your answer will lead you to certain secrets. Thank you, sir. I hope so. Okay, so first things first. This is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of things on his desk, explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. We will be going on plenty of field trips, so it will be very useful. As will your own water bottle. Some disinfectant hand spray. Ah, these are heavy-duty reinforced gloves, which are essential when tagging cats out in the wild. Don't want any scratches from felines. We don't know, now do we? I suppose not. I shove each item into my new backpack as he gives them to me. Likewise, these goggles are to be brought along on all field trips. This lot here, he indicates to a small pile of what looks like laundry, is basic uniform, lab coats, masks, stethoscope, etc. Portable first aid kit, camping knife with all tool attachments. Finally, and without doubt, most importantly, this! He holds up something that looks a lot like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. This is your catalog. All of the cat puns. Should have expected this. Catalog? Yes, the name comes from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them, and log their details, but as you see, we've come a long way since then. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added everyone's contact details for you. Listen to music, take photos. There's even a pen that comes with it to insert microchips into the back of the cat's necks so that we can keep track of them. It is a very valuable piece of equipment, Moon, and I need you to protect it above all else. Do you understand? He's looking at me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Yes, sir, of course. I will look after it. Good. You'll get to know all of the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find a few friends to introduce you to so that you can try it out. He hands me the gadget. I feel a bit nervous taking charge of it, but also really keen to have a go. Saving! Hey, DJ! Or Smarty? I think I usually call you Smart. Hey, Smart! How you doing? I really should find my phone. So I can be on my, thing. In chat on my phone. We head down to the beach. The professor explains things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungle, beaches, woodland, all of these different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable. It certainly is. Even the lack of wildlife is, in itself, quite remarkable. What do you mean, Professor? Well, put simply, there is a type of force field that surrounds the island, disallowing anything to enter. You mean literally anything? Absolutely. No birds, fish, or creatures of any kind can penetrate it. Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but, we're here? The professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ah, I see what you mean. Well, there is, of course, one small break in this visible wall. That is where we built the jetty. But let's not get too bogged down in all this right now. What you do need to know is that Basically, the island is shaped like a peanut. Okay then. He has picked up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. This, our end of the island, is very well known to us now. We've been researching here for many years. The other end is not so familiar to us. We have encountered difficulties that have hindered our progress in the region. Oh. Is this another freaking Doki Doki Literature Club? Cause things just glitched. What type of difficulties, Professor? Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but what I can tell you is that the environment has an adverse effect upon humans, including inducing nausea at the very least. And at the worst, fainting, migraines, possible nerve damage. Gosh, that is serious. Darn. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into all that now, my dear. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say that we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone, with good reason. I must ask you not put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the center and an X through the end section. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you getting too close to them. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. He has led me to a spot where a few cats are lounging about. What do you say we try out your catalog now, Moon? He stoops down and picks up one of the animals, a disgruntled-looking cat who was sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. The cat lets out a displeased mewl, but doesn't struggle. Its large body, billowing with long orange fur, just sort of hangs in the professor's arms in lazy resignation. Oh, I thought I responded in a timely-ish manner. Oh, would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? I find the on switch and somewhat timidly activate it. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. I select the app called Cat Scan and it loads instantly. There's no delay on this thing. The professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he said the scanning chip is implanted into the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst the thick cloud of fur. I blow to make a parting and press the catalog to his skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work.
What's this?
Purrfect date.
Dating cats?
Yep, and something glitchy already happened.
Really? Oh, so it's like a lot. So is it Doki Doki Literature Club?
I don't know. I just said I hope it isn't.
Well, what happened?
Well, the professor mentioned something about
Yes.
something. I don't remember what it was. But then the screen glitched out, so yeah. That should do it. And he plops the marmalade tom back into the shade.
I remember my
Sure enough, upon
marmalade
withdrawal, I
Tom.
find the cat has been successfully scanned.
Floofy butt?
Floofy butt.
Is that our cat? Is that us? Who
No.
are we? What are we?
We're a human.
Okay.
Meow. Red tabby Persian, eye color red. Aw, that looks cute. That looks a lot cuter than the sprite.
Then his face.
Yeah. Amazing.
We have cornrows.
Unfortunately.
There's no other option.
It was the best looking one out of all 6. Out of the 3 females.
You didn't want to be a male?
No.
Really?
Really?
You wouldn't sacrifice looks for male?
I would not.
But cornrows.
I know, I don't like them either.
Oh, God. Go on. Don't pay me no mind. I'm not the stream. I'm not perfect date. Perfect date.
Have you seen my phone anywhere?
No.
I think it might be out of this room somewhere.
Where did you talk? Where were you talking to me from?
Bedroom. And then I went out to the living room. And then I cleaned off the car. Can you check the living room, please?
Oh, so that's why I checked in a little bit. I didn't know she hadn't gone over.
What? No, I didn't hear what you said because my good ear was covered.
So I waited for 10 minutes before I started the walk.
Okay.
And I still waited a moment or two at the stop sign out by 590.
Oh.
So I was wondering, like, huh? What's going on? And then you said you cleaned off the car. I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right here. I got your phone here.
It is not a hot potato, Jesus.
No, because I can quit assuming.
I will, especially if you had freaking dropped it.
You'd sue me?
If you dropped my phone, you would definitely owe me a new one if the screen shattered because the screen was freaking visible. Or like exposed.
What does the Steam page for this game look like? When do we get to the people?
I sent it in made temp chat on Skype. Okay. Can you get the charger, please?
If it'll work.
If it'll work.
If it'll work. Have you found another charger?
No.
Okay. Nice. What do you read?
Clever, isn't it? A large part of your job here will be to tag and scan the cats, such as Mr. Floofy Butt here. But it looks like you'll have no problems at all in that area. Excellent work, Moon. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started.
You have to click the heart?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just an option. And it makes noise when I mouse over it, so it seems like click here. Well, why don't you get a bit more practice with the catalog and scan the rest of them while we're here? There are a lot of... Have you seen his name?
I know, Pauper. Well, why don't you get a little bit more practice with the catalog and scan the rest of them while we're here? These 5 spend a lot of time together. They're like a little family, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are.
The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I wouldn't call myself a cat lover. I'm more of a dog person.
I like both of them.
I like both of them, but I
Especially once I
prefer
let me
dogs.
cuddle him and hold him like a baby. Like Blueberry. Blueberry is the best.
His name isn't Booberry, it's Frady.
Frady's my Blueberry. And no, not a blueberry, a blueberry.
Oh my god, Booberry is a cereal.
He's my Blueberry.
He is not cereal. I think we're going to get on great. Okay, here goes. No help this time. The professor steps back.
And freckles.
Shut up, Josh. It was like the lesser of 6 evils.
I need to see these evils because I'm wondering if this game
The first cat I approach is very friendly with beautiful calico markings. It comes toward me already purring.
Yaw.
Meow.
Oh, that picture!
Trixie, female, 3 years, 8 months, calico, American short hair, green eyes.
Yaw. I wouldn't mind a colorful kitty.
I wouldn't mind a calico.
Problem is they're all.
I want a Maine Coon though.
Problem is they're almost always female. Males are considered
Incredibly
to be lucky.
rare.
They're incredibly rare, but they're also considered to be good luck. Yes, careless cat.
Next is an elegant, sleek, hairless cat sitting gracefully in the sun. She doesn't pay me much attention and allows me to scan her with minimal fuss.
How about a Maine Coon with calico colors? Ugh.
Snooty booty.
Snooty booty.
No.
Meow. Oh,
11 years. Damn.
That explains it.
Sphinx, blue eyes.
Ugh, these cats are disgusting.
The fourth cat I approach is a noisy one.
Murphy.
McMurphy. Why the heck did you start sounding like a cow at the end?
Meow. Don't question McMurphy. Are all
Yeah,
cats in the
sexy.
same pose with the same face? With a wink and
Dunno. And finally, the one I've deliberately put off until last. He's been sulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously as though he could pounce at any moment. I laugh at myself, already projecting personalities onto these animals. Kibbles. Kibbles, male, 3 years, white,
Yeah,
British,
Kibbles.
long hair, green.
I wanna cuddle him. Cuddle him like a baby. Yes.
You started reading for him.
Well done. I hope you enjoyed eating some of the locals.
The professor lets out a little laugh.
I have a
That
feeling
wasn't
you'll
real.
get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first day, don't you think? It's quite a lot to take in.
I am suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp.
He looks like a bootleg. He looks almost like a bootleg Bill Nye with a toupee.
It's quite late by the time I've unpacked and settled myself, but I want to write my journal entry before I sleep.
I write a poem to see which cat I can attract. Doki doki.
I'm surprised at how chilly it is. I have pulled my sleeping bag right up to my chin, but I still feel goose pimples bloom over my arms. Shivering, I rub them to warm myself up.
I think Goosebumps are
And
better.
it makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my now feline friends warm tonight.
I hate goose pimples. Oh, it's done.
You should answer that.
Hello? Hey, what's up? Oh, Kramer, yeah. Yeah, all the customers are gone. That's the only reason I'm sorry. No, I did the rotation and everything like that. It was 1 to 1:30 when Cheetah showed up, but then I talked to you and we had the deal that I would just show up and do the afternoon rotation and all that. Yeah, it's no problem. No problem, man. All the customers, everything is taken care of. Yes, I'm up for tonight. Alright, no problem, though. Alright, bye. Yeah, he just forgot about the last customer, Rust Bucket.
Oh, okay. My eyelids closed, thinking of cats and the island and the professor.
The island. Is this that island inhabited only by cats?
For the most part, I think. The world around me drifts away as I float up into a dream.
The whole game is a dream sequence.
More glitchy stuff. I'm scared.
So far, this isn't shown to be scary. I'm gonna check this. There's nothing happening.
It came out today.
You underestimate the speed of the internet.
I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear a rustling and then a strange electronic noise, one that in my sleepy confusion I can't place right away. Boop, boop, boop. The catalog! Acting on instinct, I scramble to my feet and follow the noise out of the tent. I look around me, and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of a pulsing red light getting fainter in the direction of the forest. I snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pajamas, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. I must be crazy. The words of Professor Popper are ringing in my ears.
I need you to protect it above all else.
My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling my heartbeat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath billowing in front of me in white puffs. I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realize I've blundered perilously close to the danger zone. I can just make out the shapes of some large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. I open my eyes. The calico cat I scanned yesterday is sitting in front of me. She drops the catalog at my feet. What did that say? Do it. What did that say?
So, I'm looking at this.
Romance.
This isn't Doki Doki literature kind of glitches. This is
Okay.
Pony Island kind of glitches.
Oh, okay.
Like, dark, but not like... There's no jump scaring kind of shit.
Okay, I pass out.
It's
There
a-
were words. I
It's
couldn't
also
see
a
them.
dark. It's also considered by the creators to be a dark comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the kind of darkness of Hot Evil Boyfriend, according to them, like it's inspired by.
I kind of figured because I'm dating animals instead of people.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of ones like that. Hell, there's one where you date tanks.
I know. Tank girls, I think, right?
Tanks that are then given human pictures.
Yeah, but the human pictures are female, right?
Yep, and then there's a battleship or two. And then there's horses and dragons, and God, you gotta love the craziness of visual novels.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Wait, horses?
Yep.
Dragons?
There's a horse one and a dragon one.
Really?
Yep.
I have not come across those.
Apparently this guy's supposed to be old.
What?
Apparently this one is supposed to be old. An old man.
Okay.
Grumpy. Hello? Can you hear me? Are you okay?
Was Kibbles?
Kibbles
male?
is, it's apparently described as a gamer boy on the Steam page.
Oh, what?
Gamer boy.
Gamer boy?
Gamer boy. And he's tired of playing with himself. I'm just reading. What is it?
Will you be his player too? Okay.
Be my player too?
Don't be ridiculous, Kibbles. It's a human.
Yeah, yuck, I can smell it now. It smells like human.
Oh, do be quiet. Are they alive?
Of course it's alive. It's breathing you, imbecile. Why isn't it moving? Would you come on and give him some space? Move back a bit.
Yes, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. I begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. We stare at each other for a moment while I try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. The cats watch me intently. Am I going insane? Ouch! My head. What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human? Are you alright?
Yeah.
You! I remember. You took my catalog. Oh, but I gave it back to you. It's back in your pocket now. I try to reach into my pocket and realize my hands are scratched to shreds. Ow, 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 what's wrong with my hands? I try to stand. Ow, 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 my feet! What happened to me? Yeah, I guess that's from all the climbing.
I told you I wasn't ready for that.
What's that? Ready for what?
Its anatomical structure is far too delicate. I tried to slow it down.
Yeah, Floof, you try restraining a human who's that determined.
Oh, floofy butt.
Yeah.
It was like a margay. Its anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me.
I was like a what? Doing what?
You made your own way back to the beach.
Okay, but that doesn't explain... I show my bleeding hands.
Ah, you crawled. Kara.
Kara? Who's Kara? That's not my name. It's a term of endearment.
It's an Irish thing.
It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled?
You sure did.
Like a cat.
Yep.
All the way from the mountains?
Like a bleeding mountain lion. Impressive.
But why?
Because you got the sickness.
Shh! Maybe you should sit down. Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk. Talk! Yes, that's right. Since when can cats talk?
Well, for goodness sakes, it's a dawn of time. How else do you think we communicate? Who needs to talk more? Oh, stop splitting whiskers, Major. You know full well what the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Kara, is that you can understand us.
Yes, that too. Will someone please explain what the hell is going on here? Well, we don't fully understand everything ourselves. At least, not all the details of how this works.
I think being stood in the forest surrounded by a bunch of talking cats is about as much details as anybody would want.
I agree, and more to the point, we were rather hoping you would be able to help us. You are the scientist after all.
What we do know is that the clock has started ticking for you.
What do you mean?
I don't know easy way to say this to you, Kara. You'll be catified.
I'll be what? Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before... Ahem. If I may, it would seem, and we are basing this on our experiences to date, that when a human manages to find themselves in what I believe you call the danger zone, they are vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say,
highway to the danger zone. You're screwed.
you're not helping. Don't make me.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Whoa, mountain lion. There'll be no violence of any kind.
Forgive me for being a bit panicked here.
Walter Boulder to what Snooty Booty was referring is simply whatever you're bitten or scratched by the little cat within the danger zone, you'll begin a process of change that ultimately will result in a full feline transition.
So basically you're telling me I'm a were-cat? I look down and amongst the scratches on my right hand are 2 distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist.
Basically, yes.
My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in.
Take a bath now, Carter. You're not looking so good.
What? Have I started to change? I feel my head for ears for everything seems to be normal.
No. It just meant you're looking a bit shaky. Understandably so.
I take a few deep, steady breaths and calm myself enough to say, okay, so why, how, what? Give me some data. What have you got so far? Look, we'll answer everything that we can, but the truth is, we have more questions than answers ourselves. So, you said you need my help. What exactly would that entail?
Well, finding our friends would be a start.
The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising, and we've hit a wall.
A lot of ignorance, maybe. How many times do I have to tell you? The Muellers are to blame. Those damn Muellers.
Now, Floofybot, there is no need for name-calling.
Speaking of name calling, I'm right to call me Major, madame, and it's those damn Muellers. I don't trust those filthy Muellers.
They can't help the way they are. It's lack of breeding, you know.
Overbreeding, if you ask me. Those damn Muellers.
Again, Muellers?
They breed like rabbits.
They're the elder cats, the island originals. They can't speak the way we can, hence the derogatory term Muellers.
Those damn Muellers.
And how are they to blame exactly?
If I knew that, there would be no need for this elaborate kidnapping and those damn dirty Muellers. Never trust them with money. Hardly proving to be a roaring success after all.
Are you on the chat?
I am. Nothing.
Okay. You are now. You were on the Steam page before.
You can't prove that. You'd have to get some evidence from those
Damn dirty Muellers.
Look, Carter, all I really know is that we're no longer safe on this island. The elders who live within the danger zone are hostile towards us. Not sure why, it's just always been that way. And now because cats are being taken, nowhere else is safe either.
Okay, the microphone doesn't seem to be picking you up too well, so I'm gonna move the mic up just a touch.
I blame those damn dirty Muellers.
Okay, so I think it'll still pick me up. Hopefully,
If not, we'll just curse out those damn Muellers.
Did you finish this?
Yes, I
Okay,
did. I
good.
did those damn dirty
You expect the occasional mishap. We live in an undomesticated world here, after all.
But lately, cats have been disappearing almost every day. Even the last human we catified went missing.
I'm sorry, what? Well, let's not open old wounds, Kibbles.
Yes, onwards and upwards.
Well, first things first, this werecat thing.
Catification.
Transition.
Whatever.
Muellers.
How does it work?
Time passes, and you transform into a cat. Meow. Blah.
It's a gradual process.
It's different for everyone, but you won't just turn it in overnight.
The clock is ticking, however.
Those damn Muellers.
The first side effect of the transition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us.
Not the elders, obviously.
Muellers.
Not all the domestics either.
Then you have the whole heightened senses thing, the increased agility, the crazy body hair stuff.
Let's not worry the humans with all the details just yet. Just know you have to worry about mules and diabetes.
I assume there's an antidote?
I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed in that assumption.
Hang on, you said there was someone else who you'd put in this position?
Let's hope you're a better bet than they were. They had type 3 diabetes.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. I know where their notes are, though.
Really?
Trade.
Huh?
You help us and I'll give you their progress notes.
Reports.
Reports.
I
So what do you say, Kara? Will you help us?
I wish there was like a save.
Is it under stats?
No. That's just our stats.
Oh. Where's the save button in general normally?
Usually it's somewhere down here.
Press S, maybe?
But, no, nothing.
What if you quit?
Return to main menu. I'll help them. Not much of a choice, really, is it? Afraid not. Okay, fine. So, where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends?
Well, no one listen to sense. Start with the damn dirty mulers, and I'll eat my hat if it doesn't end there, too. Those damn dirty mulers. They control the media.
Don't mind him. He's set in his ways. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place in your part of the island.
And they ride at those damn bouncy trucks.
Yes, no one knew the danger zone of the elders. Hey, if the cat's racist against mulers, I might as well give them different terrible traits to be racist against.
Bouncy trucks?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just thinking of different things that I can attribute to the mulers to give this old racist cat something to hate.
What the heck is a bouncy truck?
A truck that bounces.
Why does it bounce?
Because it's a bouncy truck. I'm not going to explain
What
this
makes
racial.
it bouncy?
I am not going to explain this racial stereotype. Any viewer that may be watching might understand, but I'm not going to explain racial stereotypes, whether or not it actually is one or not.
Well, that doesn't make much sense. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalog starts beeping. Oh, my alarm! I have to get to work! You run along now. We don't want you arousing suspicions with your people. You can meet with us later.
All I care is request to read your temp board this evening. Thanks, Kara. You're 1 in a million.
I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status. You're healthier than those fat mulers.
And thanks from all of us.
And their sugary snacks. Damn mulers!
Saving. Okay, so it seems this game is based on
It's just
autosave.
autosave, yeah.
That is terrible. That is really bad.
Mm-hmm. After a rather painful journey, I am very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work and am about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalog beeping.
Filthy.
I have a message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Popper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all.
Are you sure it's wise to trust everyone, anyone?
What on earth does that mean? Who is this?
There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Yeah, this is more Pony Island. Because here's the thing. Doki Doki Literature Club was more of a trying to scare you and shock you glitches.
Yeah. But then again, Pony Island was meant to be like a self-aware game.
I don't know. I just don't think I'm gonna go into my laptop and leave you to enjoy the rest of this. And I'm just gonna say I don't think this is a psychological glitch horror in the vein of Doki Doki Literature Club. I think it's more Pony Island, because Pony Island wasn't like gory and like
Oh, you're leaving me? But you're reading characters. One more hour? That's all I plan to stream for.
What?
1 more hour?
Maybe.
You need to eat?
I need to get some cookies in me. Can I
Okay.
bring some in here?
Napkin. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone, and my catalog has no record of them. I don't have any time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. Ah, Moon. Good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the traveling and all the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously. He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable. You'll find I'm quite relaxed about most things, as long as you get the work done. I don't much mind what hours you keep. Thank you, sir. So, shall we get started? My goodness, what on earth happened to you? He's looking at the scratches all over my hands. Oh, I fell and tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush.
Not a secret drinker, are you, Moon?
Oh, no, sir.
I'm just
I'm
into some really kinky shit.
I'm a bit of a lightweight, to tell you the truth.
Just teasing. We ought to get those hands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me.
He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleaning and tending to my hands while he talks. Enjoy Dead by Daylight, sheepy.
For today, I'd like you out with a few tasks from the lab. Get the hang of things, but tomorrow I'll let you make your own choices about how best to carve up your time. Of course, you're primarily here to carry out your job as my research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is complete, we'll be saying goodbye. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it all in the lab. Naturally, I need your help around here, but I'd also like you to get your hands ready with some field work. Make sure you spend time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place and there's a lot to see. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. There's plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork You must be careful to not overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we?
I'll try to get the balance right.
That's the spirit, so there you are.
When you give a puppy a cookie, she's gonna want another.
Even number. He's doing a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. I spend the rest of the day with the professor, getting to know how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, finding out where everything is, and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I make my way to my tent. I'm about to flop down on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the reports that Kibbles promised to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made a start on producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I decide that's not an option and resolve to get going on my own research into it tomorrow. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. I need to gain their trust and see if I can't get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make more progress if I focus on one at a time. I'm optimistic that one-to-one sharing will prove fruitful.
So who are we going for first?
It's a small glimmer of hope. I don't know. Who do you think?
I'm good for anybody. We haven't found enough about them to make a choice. So.
I'm thinking either Trixie or McMurphy.
Okay. Go from there. We can pick one of those two. Let's keep going though for now. We'll pick one of them later. So we'll keep it to one of those two for the first route.
Okay. Tonight I'm not fit for anything. I can barely even write in my journal before I fall asleep. The first morning of waking up on the island, I'm so excited to discover what the day will bring. Should I jump straight into lab research, or maybe it would be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself? Perhaps a good starting point would be to get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. New job! Achievement get. Let's see.
I'm thinking. What do you think? Romance or research?
Romance? I'm thinking romance. Oh, cats are locked, so we're going with McMurphy, I guess.
Yay!
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm sparkly.
Sparkly eyes.
I've got sparkles in my eyes. Cara, wake up.
Mommy, is that you?
Shh, quiet, Cara. Come with me. I have something to show you, but you have to be quiet.
McMurphy?
Yes, it's me.
But it's the middle of the night.
Ah, Cara, you're not scared, are you?
Why would I be scared?
Sleeping around in a forest in the middle of the night? Don't worry, Cara. I'll be there to protect you.
McMurphy, you know very well that there's a force field around this island stopping anything from the outside getting in. It makes this a pretty safe place.
What?
Yeah, there's some sort of force field protecting the island. It's only the people that know where the break in the force field is, and the cats,
Okay.
and the cats that live here. There's no other wildlife whatsoever.
Okay. Indeed, so the only thing you have to worry about are the things that are already here. Like those damn mulers.
He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph. If you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth.
So come on, Cara. What are you waiting for?
I follow the scraggy cat into the forest. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks.
Here we are.
Where is here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground.
Almost got it. Could use a hand, Cara, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we are. Okay.
We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and night clothes are covered in mud and leaves, and McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Can't you see it, Cara?
I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
It's a hole.
It's a hole! It's a hole!
It's a hole. I always forget how useless humans' eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find.
I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. It's a bottle?
That's right, Gara. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it, not a soul, but I thought I'd share it with you. That we could have kind of a welcome to the island party for two.
Secret stash? Is this booze? Murphy lets out a wild laugh.
That's it. That it is, Gara.
You drink alcohol, but you're a cat. That can't be good for your body.
Ah, it's not good for anybody's, but it does wonders for the soul, to be sure.
Spoken like a true Irishman. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt.
That's the spirit.
I try in vain to get some of the mud off of me before giving up and sitting down against a tree.
I like this
A
cat.
sodden McMurphy curls up in my lap.
I want this cat.
You want this cat?
I want this cat.
You want this cat as a drinking buddy, don't you? It takes a while to uncork the bottle. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavor. But eventually I succeed my way.
The shards of glass will only add to the flavor.
Yeah,
love this
yeah.
cat.
It'll add blood to the flavor.
I love this cat. This cat is best cat. Mick-
This cat is best cat for you.
McMurphy is best cat.
For you. I pour a little out for McMurphy into a leaf, and I self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilized. Ugh, McMurphy, what in heaven's name is this?
Whiskey or rum? Ah, no, don't worry about that, Cara. It's not about the taste, it's about the company.
Again, spoken like a true Irishman. I hardly think I'm the type of person you'd usually hang out with.
Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type.
I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow it tastes less terrible
Yep.
the second time around.
I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say. Present company accepted.
McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him.
Don't take it harsh. I'm only joking, Cara.
McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now.
All of 2 days.
All of 2 days.
Anything, Cara, ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better.
This Kara thing, you know my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned out by McMurphy's howls of laughter.
Ah, you make me laugh, Cara. You really do. I know exactly what your name is, Moon. Cara is just it's like a pet name, you know. Cara means friend, buddy, amigo. It's something my mammy used to call people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the few things I remember about her, actually. That and her beautiful smile. Hey, flash me your pearly whites.
I smile at McMurphy awkwardly. He breaks into fits of laughter again.
Ah, that's a lovely smile, to be sure, but you need to grow into it yet. Can I have a top up over here?
I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I didn't even want to give you any in the first place.
Did you not know that cats have 9 lives?
And you want to waste them all on booze?
And why not? Besides, the night is still young, and we've only just begun our conversation. Come on, Cara, we've a lot more chin wagging to do yet. Are you gonna pour or not? Cheers!
Part of me thinks I ought to be a responsible human here and cut off your alcohol supply, but
But
I believe in a true democracy.
would you care to expand on that and perhaps pour the drinks as you do?
The true democratic principle that none shall have power over the people, cats, whatever.
How inspirational! I'll toast to that.
Alright, McMurphy, but on your head be it. For with the rejection of authority comes the responsibility for bearing the consequences of your actions. I pour some more of the suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. Slante?
Slinte!
I don't know how to pronounce that. know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you are a very mature... No, wait. Very grown-up, adult... Oh, fiddlesticks. You're over a certain age, and as such can take responsibility for your own choices.
I like it. Spoken like a true libertine.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. I can't believe I just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks.
My proverbial hat is off to you.
I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph has paid me a compliment.
Say, Kara, you ever been in love?
Murphy, that second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles slyly.
But I'm gonna take that as a yes. Are you still with them?
Well, I was never technically with them to begin with.
Ouch. Well, it's definitely their loss.
Oh, I don't think so, McMurphy. We
Okay,
never
phone,
actually
stop
met.
it. You're not saying you're one of those, internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibble tells tales of.
No, McMurphy, gosh. It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie, you know? McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. See these eyes so, I can stare
God.
for 1,000 years, you know? I don't know that song by him.
Oh, that's a German song, but I'm afraid I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Oh, come on, McMurphy. Everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye, one weird pupil.
That is not David Bowie. That's Ziggy Stardust. That's his.
Yeah.
That's his Ziggy Stardust costume.
That is Ziggy Stardust. That's not David Bowie. Well, David Bowie was Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, but David, when he'd perform as David Bowie, like when he wasn't in his glam rock stage, he'd go by David Bowie, and he didn't go with like lots of makeup and all that. That was
Yeah.
Ziggy Stardust. Anyway. Well,
Although you can't really change the one brown eye, one blue eye, and the weird pupil thing.
Yeah. Well, I did know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they wouldn't be caught dead in makeup.
Murphy snorts. Well, what about you, Big Murphy? Who's the love of your life?
Don't have one, Cara. Never have, never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old yeti out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. Yeah.
For some reason, I find that hard to believe, Mr. McMurphy.
Fine, you're right. I'm a fool. I love sick fool. I've had my heart broken more than once, Cara, and each time hurt more than the last, I tell you. The thing is, though, Cara, I can't remember a thing about any of them.
Any of what?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
David Bowie?
Ah, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met.
McMurphy? McMurphy, I think I'm drunk. What the hell have we been drinking?
Oh, leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop.
I think I'm gonna vom. Vom? Really? I did not know that vom was a slang term for...
Yeah, the vom is a recent term for vomit.
Really?
Yep, it is stupid. You have time to say a syllable.
Yep. Yeah, but you know how today everything's like...
Take out as many syllables as possible.
Basically.
Anyway.
Take out as many syllables as possible.
And keep the same message.
Like, go as quickly as possible. Just don't waste time. Kind of like don't waste time, but more like just fast-paced everything.
Ugh. Anyway.
I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand, and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I'll get my catalog. Whoa! Is it really that time? Crikey.
Crikey!
Crikey, I need to get to work!
Crikey?
Fiddlesticks? What is our character? An Australian gentleman?
That's what it seems like.
Research or recon?
I'm just gonna go down the line and then rest.
That sounds good. 16. It's an even number and it's a square.
Okay. Today I'm off on a field trip of sorts. With the
we can see
professor.
what the other ones
Can't
are.
Wait to see what he's planning to show me. Time to round up some rowdy kitties.
Okay.
A slow day
Round
today.
up the kitties.
I've only got to organize a few samples from previous field trips. Yeah, let's do the cats. It's a sunny afternoon. Most of the cats are lazing on the beach. Perfect, like shooting fish in a barrel. I double check my supply list. Crate, treats, sedatives, snare,
Sedatives.
catnip, antiseptic cream for myself. I've got everything. I have a sick feeling in my tummy, but I ignore it as best I can.
Oh.
This is going to be a challenge, but I'm pleased the professor is trusting me with the more physical tasks. I walk out onto the beach feeling like the child catcher. I keep reminding myself that I'm doing this for the greater good, even if it makes me unpopular with the cats. I set up the crate in an unsuspecting location and keep the snare hidden behind my back. At first I stroll around trying to look as casual as possible while whistling a tune as I walk. I get close. No, if you whistle while you're doing something suspicious, that just makes you more suspicious. I get close to one of the smaller cats. I start to stroke her. I want this to be as painless as possible. The cat responds well to me. She even starts to purr gently. Are you going to come with me? The cat looks at me with big, wide, loving eyes. Come on then. I pick the cat up, carrying her to the crate, and place her gently inside. I lock it shut, even though the cat makes no attempt to escape. Well, that went better than expected. This may be a good day after all. Emboldened by my success, I approach one of the slightly larger cats. Hey, matey! Shall we get in the basket? I give him a little stroke. He doesn't respond badly, although he doesn't seem particularly interested either. I put my hands on either side of his body, ready to pick him up. He doesn't look happy about it and growls a warning at me. Hey, mister, it's going to be okay. We're just going on a little trip, alright? As soon as I start to lift,
Oh god.
As soon as I start to lift, all hell breaks loose. Yelling and hissing, he scratches my arms to ribbons. I try to get him into the basket, but he stretches out and I can't fit him in. Oh, ow! Oh no. I know when I'm defeated and I have to let him go. He scarpers off into the distance. I look down at my ravaged arms. Note to self, wear long sleeves when on caging duty.
Disco. Well, I guess that's why they have an autosave, I guess.
I guess. Recon and then rest. Let's see, what's recon for? That security guard I met when I arrived might be a good lead. Time for a bit of interrogation work.
Okay, 10.
A strange message in the middle of the night. Does anyone on this island sleep?
No. No, but...
I'm kind of interested in this one.
Go for it.
I hear my catalog beeping. I presume it's the professor. I tumble out of bed, half asleep, and fumble around looking for the device. I look at the screen, my eyes struggling to focus. The message isn't from the professor at all. There's no contact information.
Come outside.
Who is this?
Come outside.
They
Yeah.
obviously aren't going to respond to my question.
Yeah.
Should I do as the message tells me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. My curiosity is roused. I have a feeling there's something important to learn from this stranger, so I throw on my clothes and crawl out of my tent.
My curiosity is aroused.
Is roused, not aroused.
Can't be both.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anyone out here? My catalog beeps again.
Walk to the edge of the forest.
I am not going any further until you tell me who you are.
Walk to the edge of the forest.
No.
Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest.
Stop it! And now I realize I have walked to the edge of the forest.
Thank you, smart girl.
At the edge of the forest, I see something on the ground. As I get closer, it becomes clear that it's a small posy of flowers. I gingerly pick them up and notice that several of the flower heads are missing. My catalog beeps again.
Follow the petals.
And that's when I
Follow
see
the
the trail of
petals.
little orange petals, the same color as the bouquet I'm holding. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. I begin to walk. I'm nervous, so I call out, "Hello?" No answer, louder this time. "Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who is that?
Who goes there?
Major? Is that you, Floofy Butt?"
Floofy bit.
I really wish you wouldn't call me that, human. What on earth do you think you're playing at? Cavorting around the forest in the dead of night causing a ruckus?
Oh, Major. You don't know how pleased I am to see you. I need your help.
I just can't wait until a civilized owl.
I'm afraid it can't. I'm not the one instigating this. I've been getting messages from an anonymous source asking me to follow them into the forest. Look, they've left this trail.
They've left this trial.
Ah, Calendula maritima. Marigolds, herb of the sun, that are said to represent creativity. Oh, some believe them to be symbols of cruelty and grief, and death, and sadness and despair.
Your knowledge is always so impressive, but I have to say on this occasion, it's not very comforting. Floofy Butt goes striding off with purpose.
Come along then, Moon. Are we going to follow this trail or not?
I shuffle awkwardly behind him
Before the sun comes up, eh?
and continue on for a short while and notice that the petals are getting more sparse. It's becoming more difficult to see them until eventually they seem to run out and we find ourselves in a small clearing.
Well, somebody's been playing a joke on you, Moon.
I sadly agree. This has been nothing but a wild goose chase.
Suddenly the catalog's
Seems
gonna
so
beep.
major.
Oh, it's raining.
Aw, I didn't know that this was a thing. Seems so major. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. Let's get back to our beds before we waste any more precious snooze time on this fool. I turned to Floofy Butt and noticed that his back is arched and his fur is puffed up, making him look even more floofy than usual. Something wrong, Major?
You tell me, human, does that pile of rocks look suspicious to you?
Amongst myriad rock piles, I noticed a small, contrived-looking cairn. Floofy Butt's right, it looks far from natural. That looks to me like it's asking to be inspected, Major.
Well, look do it, Moon. You're the one with thumbs.
I begin to dismantle the small mound rock by rock. It's not until the foundation stone is removed that we find a manila envelope. Major, look, it's a letter.
So the harsh for a letter, my dear. I think you ought to open it.
Here or back at base?
Having got you this far, I think it's only fair that I have equal share of the spoils.
Spoils? Yes, perhaps we should look right now, Major. As I'm speaking, I've torn into the envelope.
Okay. Well, out with it.
It looks like drawings?
What sort of drawings?
I'm not sure, but they look quite old, antique even.
But do they have value, human?
Probably to someone. They appear to be sketches of people here on the island, but I don't recognize anyone. Why would someone lead me to these?
How do you know you were meant to find them?
Because we followed a trail and it led us here.
Actually, the trail ended a while back. This could be a mere coincidence. I hardly see the intrigue in a few old scribbles. They show no artistic flair at all.
Even so, I'm going to hang on to these to see if they prove relevant to whatever mystery is unfolding here on this island. Floofybutt rolls his eyes.
We'll have to focus more on the clues that matter instead of running on the middle of the wild goose chases. Let's head back before anyone discovers you're missing.
I roll the drawings up and tuck them into my waistband. I will study them when I have more time. I think Floofybutt is probably right, but I don't want to miss a trick.
Get some rest now, Moon.
Finally, a sensible suggestion.
No question that the voice said you basically got what it wanted you to get.
And it knows our name.
Yeah, but that's
I
kind
head
of
after
assumed.
Floofybutt, struggling to keep. I head after Floofybutt, struggling to keep up. I really need some sleep.
Wait, somehow knows our phone number. Catalog number. Same diff.
Huh?
Somehow knows our number. So, hover over rest. I hope to God. Okay,
Yeah,
so it does.
full.
Okay,
That's
that's
what
good.
I kind of figured.
I wonder if you overwork yourself, if you get 2 empty hearts, or if you get to or if you have if you get to having all empty hearts, or if you overwork yourself, if you have all empty hearts and then do something.
I don't know. Do we want to test it though?
Not at the moment.
Let's rest. I've decided to catch up on some rest and relaxation like the professor keeps telling me to, so I've come down to the jetty where Zane usually sits.
Zane.
Today isn't a delivery day, and as I was hoping, he's nowhere in sight. I sit with my legs dangling over the edge and take out my sketchbook and pencils. I haven't done this in ages, so it's so peaceful. I can get lost in my own little world when I'm drawing. I try doing a couple of landscapes, the mountain range in the distance, the trees of the forest, but nothing is really grabbing me. Then as I'm daydreaming, staring into the water, I notice the patterns that the ripples form on the surface. They're unusual, I suppose because of the magnetic pull. The effect is beautiful. I end up sitting for over an hour just trying to capture it on my page. Okay, let's...
Make a little love. Get down to that.
Yeah, let's
Down
do
to that.
some loving.
Oh, Snooty
Aw,
Booties.
Snooty Booty! Okay, so we have to go with,
We gotta keep going with
McMurphy.
Murphy for the moment.
Snooty Booty's heartbroken. I'm sorry, Snooty Booty.
Yeah, she's a Sphinx fucker. Those cats look disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of hairless cats myself, but
Same with dogs.
still. I'm sweltering in the mess tent, typical for me to get cook duty on the hottest day so far. I step out for a moment and try to catch some air. I'm not sure if I really heard something or if the dehydration is getting to me. I take a swig from my water bottle.
Here, aren't you gonna share a Cara?
Oh, McMurphy! Was that you psing me? Psing?
What are you suggesting, Cara? I only use the designated litter areas.
Murph, you are incorrigible.
Incorrigible. Yeah, incorrigible.
You know exactly what I
Do you
meant.
need a definition?
Huh?
Would you like a definition?
No.
Okay. Come on, Cara, never mind all that. We have work to do.
I am working. I'm supposed to be cooking for this evening.
I mean work of the adventuring variety.
Oh, of course you do.
Oh, come on, don't be such a bore.
I'm sorry, McMurphy, but I can't. I'm very busy here. It's going to take hours to defrost and braise this meat from the mainland.
Well, if you come with me, you may end up providing a much tastier dish in half the time. What do you say, Cara? You up for the crack?
What are you saying? You mean I should just bunk off?
That's the spirit. Strip off the rape and let's hit the trail.
But I can't just... What if someone comes looking for me?
Leave him a note. Gone fishing.
Maybe it's the heat, but I'm overcome with a moment of madness. Well, okay then, you wild Irish rover. I'm all yours.
Oh, that is a thought.
Before I can answer, he's slunk into the thickening of the forest behind the clay cooking pits. I whip off
God,
my
this
apron and
cat.
follow behind.
Oh, this cat.
Hmm?
This cat.
Wait, Murph, it's too hot to run.
We really have to cool ourselves off, eh?
He's led me up to the cliffs and without warning takes a running jump off the edge. I see him flying through the air and watch mesmerized.
Memorized.
Memorized.
Memorize his exact movements.
Mesmerized as he cuts through the water. Oh no, Murphy, are you okay? Don't panic, I'm coming! I kick off my flip-flops and shorts and follow him into the water. I'm surprised at how shallow it is and that I'm easily able to stand. Murph? Where are you? I frantically search around, fearing for his safety, and suddenly feel something brush against my legs, making me scream out loud. What's that? I look down, ow, into the clear water and see McMurphy speeding along the seabed like a shark, fast and sleek, and suddenly breaking up through the surface with something in his mouth. McMurphy, you can swim? What on earth is that thing? Oh my, it's a fish! I can see he's smiling even with the sprat in the way. You can fish? I thought there weren't any fish on this island. He spits the fish back into the water.
There's truly no end to my talents, Kara.
You can say that again, but I have so many questions, I don't even know where to start.
Catch your breath, Kara. I know I'm exhilarating the company, but you need to exercise a little bit of restraint or you'll be sworn in on me next. Relax, the salt water is very buoyant.
I copy McMurphy and we both lie with our backs on the surface. It's very calming and tranquil, and I'm finally able to collect my thoughts and realize I've not had this much clarity in a long time. This is so cool!
I know. Trixie took me here first. Calls it the Ponder Pool.
Oh, you, can you all swim then? I thought cats... Before I can even finish my sentence, McMurphy cuts in.
It's a common misconception that cats can't swim. As you can see, it's another thing we excel at.
So humble, too.
As Nana McMurphy used to say, if you've got a trumpet, blow it. Oh my, that sounds kinky.
What about the fish? Where did they come from? There are no birds or fish on this island. It's one of the first things they tell you in orientation.
That's just because they don't know.
Don't know what.
Ah, it's better if I just show you. Come on, Kara, follow me.
We swim for a while with McMurphy leading the way with purpose, and then he stops.
Well, notice anything interesting?
Well, the water is much cooler and deeper here.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Can you feel anything?
I stand perfectly still for a moment and begin to feel a strange sensation around my legs, like a warm trickling under the water. McMurphy, are you peeing?
Not be so crude, Kara. It's a current. Look over there.
I refocus my eyes until I see what I thought was a rock shadow is moving. It comes closer into focus, and I realize it's a shoal of small fish darting in and out of one particular spot. What is that? I don't understand what I'm looking at.
Isn't it enough to just see a Kara? To experience, do we always have to understand everything?
Well, yes. That's my job. It's who I am, McMurphy. I'm a scientist. It's in my DNA to seek to understand.
Come on then, scientists. Let's take a closer look.
We move closer to the area where the fish are gathered. I put my hand down and realize I can touch them and even pick them up, but something is stopping them from swimming further inland. Murphy, we need to get going. I'm going to be in big trouble if I'm away for any longer, but thank you for showing me this. I'm definitely going to come back here and try to understand it.
I wouldn't waste your time, Kara.
It wouldn't be a waste. I'm committed to finding out all I... He cuts across me as I'm speaking.
I meant coming back to this particular spot. The fishes won't be here.
Oh, I see. Is it only at certain times?
And different locations. It changes all the time. There's no pattern to it either, so you'd just be sticking pins in maps, Cara. I brought you here because I saw them this morning. Chances are they'll be gone by this afternoon.
The disappointment must be apparent on my face because McMurphy switches lanes super fast to distract me.
Okay, Cara, it's time to strip off.
Huh?
That t-shirt will make a lovely net. Let's go fishing. Go fishing. Go fishing.
Oh,
Come
I see.
on.
Go fishing. Yeah, we're going after this cat.
Yep.
I whip off my top and use it as a net to scoop up as many fish as possible. It's quite effective. Great idea, Murph.
Now you can roastle up a tasty fish supper in no time at all. And you get to join my company for an extra hour. Win-win, Cara.
Okay, so now I have a little challenge for you.
That, Cara, is music to my ears. It's literally like more than a gauntlet thrown.
Well, it's hardly a gauntlet, more a brain teaser. How am I going to explain to the rest of my team this bountiful ocean offering?
Why tell them anything at all?
Because they're going to notice that we're eating something that wasn't on the delivery list or the menu rota, and tastes way too fresh for something recently defrosted.
You worry far too much about things that really don't matter, Cara.
I know he's right. I could do with loosening up a little, but it's a pretty big dilemma, really. Maybe I ought to tell Professor Popper about this. What's the harm? Mac has stopped splashing around and looks me squarely in the eyes.
There could be harm, Cara. Trust me on that.
Would be.
There would be harm, Cara. Trust me on that.
Obviously, I don't mean I'd tell him about you or anything that would endanger any of us. Just that I noticed this shoal of fishes and I took some. End of.
You really think you could mention a phenomenon like this and that would be the end of it? That he wouldn't start putting all manner of investigations and disruptions in place? You are touchingly naive, my friend.
I feel myself blush. I am being a bit naive, but I don't like the thought of lying. So what do you suggest then? If you know so much about everything, give me a plausible story and I'll follow through. McMurphy lets out a wild howl and splashes water at me.
Oh, that's what I like to hear, you impetuous daredevil, you.
I splash him back, and a furious water fight ensues. We are making such a ruckus. I'm amazed no one comes to check what's going on. After a good 10 minutes of laughter and play, we've run out of steam and float in the buoyant, warm water. Let's hear it then, Oz. What's my clever story?
Cover.
What's my cover story?
It's a very simple case of brazen bluffing.
Okay.
Make a simple but delicious meal, and if anyone should ask where the fish came from, shrug your shoulders and ask the same question.
Huh?
It's all in the poker face. You remain completely impassive and ask the same question. Yeah, I wondered that too. Where did the fish come from? They're delicious.
Really?
Trust me, Cara, as a cat who is forever risking one of his 9, the simpler you keep it, the more they bite. If they ask you where you got them from, you tell them the fridge. Simple.
I feel quite giddy at the prospect of getting away with a ruse.
God, it's like we're from the 20th century.
What?
Giddy, ruse, fiddlesticks, crikey. Our character is from the 1900s.
Maybe. I'm from the 1900s. The late 1900s, but
Early 1900s, and you know it.
Okay, Murph, let's gather the supper.
You don't say fiddlesticks.
We have an abundance in no time, and I haul my catch back to the kitchen in good time to make a tasty meal for everyone and a little extra for my feline pals.
Yay, happy ending. Research. Okay, 12 or 16.
Slow day today, I only got to organize a few samples from previous field trips, or today off on a field trip of sorts with the professor. Can't wait to see what he's planning to show me.
Can you click one of the question mark ones? Oh.
How to unlock. Unlocks after completing chapter 2. Unlocks after completing chapter 3. Unlocks after completing research 1. Unlocks after completing chapter 1. Unlocks after completing research 4. Unlocks after completing research 3, research 7, research 6, research 13, chapter 3, chapter 4, research 10, chapter 5.
Oh, so one of them better be 16 or 12. 15.
Completing 15.
Son of a
17.
bitch. Okay. I'd say 16.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at recon just really quick.
See the same kind of thing?
Yeah. Let's see, recon 5,
Stealth
chapter
mission.
1, chapter 5, chapter 4, chapter 2, chapter 1, chapter 3, recon 8, chapter 2, recon 3, after receiving a gift from Floofy Butt, after receiving a gift from Kibbles, after receiving a gift from McMurphy,
Captain's log.
after receiving a gift from Snooty Booty, gift from Trixie, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Let's go with research 16 and go on that field trip. Let's go on a
Okay.
field trip to the zoo.
Okay then.
Field trip to the zoo.
No, it just says field work.
Field trip of sorts. We're going to a zoo. Oh crap.
What's the matter?
Didn't almost fall off. That's
Oh.
for damn sure.
Huh.
'Cause that'd be stupid.
Yeah, it would be. Professor Popper told me to be ready early and dressed for hiking. We were doing field work this morning. I'm not sure that I have anything that would pass for hiking gear, to be honest. Some sturdy shoes would be good. Oh well, lab coat and trainers it is, then, as usual. A message from the professor lights up my catalog.
Set to go and way to go outside my tent. Ah, Moon, you ready for our field work today?
Yes, of course, Professor. May I ask where we are going?
Something you'll find very interesting as my eyes sparkle.
Professor hands me a backpack.
Take this bag. It's dangerous to go alone.
It's very full, but surprisingly light. Popper has set off at a brisk pace, calling back to me over his shoulder.
This way.
I run to catch him up.
Catch up to him.
It said catch him up.
I know, but that typo is English.
No, I'm pretty sure I think it's British or like UK English.
Maybe. 'Cause fiddlesticks and crikey.
After some
Kitty
serious walking
roots.
with me struggling to keep up, the professor stops abruptly and listens.
Do you hear that?
There is a distant sound of bubbling water.
We're almost there.
Secretly, I'm relieved as I don't think I could go much further.
Just a little climbing.
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 I hide my dismay. Where does he get his energy from?
Climbing. It's just at the top there. It's not as difficult to climb as it looks.
We are in front of an almost vertical rock face.
Just copy me.
He clambers up expertly. I manage to find a spot that will support my foot and start the climb. I make little progress before slipping and falling flat on my bum. I try again. This time I take it slow. Again I fall. What happened to the benefits of catification the others keep going on about? Professor notices I'm having trouble and holds a hand out for me. I manage to climb up just enough to take hold of him, and he lifts me the rest of the way. His strength is impressive, curious even.
Not a fan of climbing, eh?
Can't say I've done much of it, Professor.
Come along then, I can get you there.
He pretty much pulls me all the way to the top, and then leads me to the entrance of a small cave. The sound of running water is very loud now. I instantly see why. A natural spring has cut its way through the rock and created a beautiful cascade of sparkling clear water. It looks delicious. I kneel down without thinking and begin to drink it. It tastes amazing.
This is laced with cat
As
piss.
I come up for breath, I see the professor looking at me with suspicion.
You should know better. It is never wise under any circumstances to ingest anything that is unproven, but here on this land it would be prudent to exercise more caution than usual.
I feel embarrassed at my lack of consideration. Yes, of course, sir, I wasn't thinking. I felt so thirsty and it looked so good.
I do understand many have made the same effort as you. This is tried and tested for safe consumption. It's good, don't you think?
My body feels suddenly re-energized. I feel like I could climb any wall. It's incredible. I feel fantastic. What's in it?
Cat piss! I don't know, that's why we're here. We need more samples. We've been studying this water for months and we still know very little about it. Check your bag.
I open my bag. It's full to the brim with empty plastic bottles.
We need to fill all of these with water. We're going to do as much as we can carry.
I do as he says. By the time all the bottles are full and back in my bag, it weighs a ton.
This is definitely British because that is
A ton.
British ton.
It weighs a ton, but I feel
Tunny.
like I can lift anything. The effect of the water is powerful.
Yeah, 'cause should give this guy a British accent.
Almost everyone should probably have a British accent. The character I'm playing should probably have a British accent, but I'm not giving her one.
Not necessarily.
The way she speaks, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be British.
Maybe
Or
give him a
some
Cockney.
sort of-
What's up?
Just
Don't-
looking at the time. I'm probably gonna finish this thing.
Section.
Finish this section. Hopefully it'll save, which
It'll
it
save.
seems like it does. And then I shall be heading off because in a little over half an hour I'm gonna be playing a game with another streamer.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be playing It's Quiz Time with another streamer. Oh no, I just killed Joshi. Also, why were you wrapping your fingers? Your finger okay? Joshi?
Oh no, I was just bored playing around with this.
Oh, okay. You were wrapping your finger in the napkin. I was like, did you cut yourself or something? What happened?
I cut myself on cookies.
The professor has also packed his own rucksack of bottles.
The chocolate chips were sharp.
Oh, whoop, sorry.
I'm gonna give him a Cockney accent. I should do so now. Let's get these back. I'll stick to
As we
nerdy.
make our way down the rock face and back to camp, I have no problem keeping up with the professor. I feel like I could run all the way. However, as we get closer to home, I start to feel the effect wear off. My bag becomes unbearably heavy. The final limp into camp is torture. I need to rest.
I wonder what would happen if you mixed that with regular water.
Mm.
Or cat piss.
No, not that 6.9%. Oh boy.
I'm wondering if it's just naturally part of the story to hit the end of it.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed.
Whoever was watching.
Whoever's watching, yeah.
I'm loving McMurphy.
That is my cat baby.
I like McMurphy, but I think my favorite is gonna be Trixie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm loving McMurphy.
I don't know, she just seems so sweet
Mm-hmm.
and soft. Like, they give them voices
They
in
do?
the trailer.
Oh.
In the trailer for the It's Out Now trailer.
Okay, what did McMurphy sound like? I'm curious, because I'm guessing Trixie sounded
Basically
soft.
Jacksepticeye.
Top of the morning, Jacksepticeye here!
Only not... Only not quite so fast talking.
Top of the morning, Jacksepticeye here!
I said not quite so fast talking, not even more fast talking.
Top of the morning, Jacksepticeye!
No, he does the high five first.
I don't watch Jacksepticeye. Is it not obvious? I've only ever seen him as part of Markiplier videos, and sometimes seen it on Chilledcast and other YouTuber videos.
Oh, I watch him play stuff.
I don't. It's not a
He's
matter of
entertaining.
I don't. It's not a matter. I've watched him one time. He played Human Resource Machine. That was it.
That was it?
That was it.
Really?
I don't know. I just got so many people, people that I already watch on YouTube, that it's like if you wanna get added to the list, you gotta bring something to the table.
Hmm.
And stereotypically, and painfully Irish is not is.
Stereotypically and painfully Irish.
I'd say painfully Irish.
I knew we were infected. Hi, Ice Pony.
Why wasn't the chat? Howdy, Ice Pony. Yeah, we are being catified. And
Yep, we're being turned into cats.
yes, and
Or a cat.
and we're going for, at the moment, romance arcs. We're going for McMurphy, who is my dream cat. That cat is fun.
Yeah, because my
I love that
favorites,
cat.
as far as introductions went, my favorites were Trixie and McMurphy. Trixie wasn't available, and McMurphy was, so we're going for McMurphy.
Hey, I don't see a way
Okay,
not.
but unfortunately, I'm ending now. I hope you enjoyed what you got to see. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.